I'm Dan Guard, President of the Board of Commissioners. We've called the meeting to order. We've done our pledge and our prayer. First item on our agenda is our consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Next is the Commissioners awarding the 2026 Wabash College Commissioner Scholarship. Tom, you want to speak to that?
Yes, this is a scholarship that's actually awarded by Wabash College and funded by Wabash College for a student from Montgomery County to attend Wabash College as a result of a gift that Montgomery County provided to the college back in 1892. And it is awarded every 2 years, and it is a 4-year scholarship. So Laura Fry from the Wabash College Financial Aid Office is here to further discuss the scholarship and announce who the recipient of the scholarship is.
Good morning, up here at the podium. It should be on.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Fry. I am the Director of Financial Aid at Wabash College. And as was previously stated, Wabash received a generous gift from the Board of Commissioners back in 1838. South Hall at Wabash College burned to the ground. So the Montgomery County Commissioners donated very generously $10,000 to help rebuild that building. Otherwise, the college would have closed at that point in time. So, as per a resolution adopted by the Wabash College Board of Trustees in 1892, Wabash established 2 perpetual scholarships to be awarded to Montgomery County students attending Wabash College. And it is to allow the student to attend Wabash tuition-free. So, there was an application process. Because there are 2 scholarships, we give it away every other year. We had several young men from Montgomery County submit scholarship applications with recommendations and essays and that kind of thing. And the Board of Commissioners met and reviewed those scholarships. And I'm very pleased to inform you that Tucker Pastore was the recipient of this year's scholarship. And I have a certificate for you and, of course, the all-important revised financial aid notification. So congratulations. I believe Tucker plans to play football at Wabash. So there we go. And take some pictures with the commissioners. So were you surprised?
None of them know which way to look.
I know, right? Where's the camera? This one's in flight.
You guys want to get in there too? Parents and Laura, you want to get in one of the parents as well? And Laura?
I do. I may take over here too, camera.
Get the camera out of it. Or not the camera, but the mic. All right.
Now the important one for Mom and Dad. Congratulations.
Free safety there.
Very cool. That just changed a young man's life, and he'll be unrecognizable in 4 years. He'll be a totally different person when he wears his cap and gown. Next up, we have a public hearing to reestablish our Cume Bridge rate. Make note that the public hearing starts at 8:06.
Yes, ordinance 2026-3 reestablishes your cumulative bridge rate. Each year, you're required to do this. If adopted, the ordinance would reestablish the rate at a rate of 7.5 cents per $100 assessed valuation. This is second reading, so after public comment, you may take action on your ordinance.
At this time, if anybody'd like to come to the podium and speak regarding the bridge rate. If not, I'll note that the public hearing is, oh, go ahead. Yep. Good morning. Good morning. Step up to the podium if you would and state your name and address and let us know.
Yes, my name's Patrick Burns, and I live at 4603 South, 550 West, Crawfordsville. And so I had a couple questions about this, and I hope that I could just get some answers rather than my opinion, okay? So number one, is the rate going to be set at this .075? Is that the rate
That is, yes,
that it's going to be?
yes.
And so how much do you anticipate raising from that rate against the assessed value? What is the amount of money you expect to raise?
Was it 2 point?
I think it's over $2 million of revenue for that, based on that assessed value.
I think it's 2.2. I don't have it in front of me. We just,
So that led me to another question. So it's like a couple $1 million. Is that, I was trying to figure out what to expect the county to raise from that. And there's over $1 billion of valuation in the county. 3.9 billion is the total gross valuation, and you're only raising a couple million. Therefore, you're not assessing against the total valuation. You're assessing it against a much smaller part of that total. And I wondered what is the breakdown there from what is being assessed versus what the potential could be. One example would be like a church perhaps will not pay anything to this fund, right? So I was just wondering, how much of that total 3.9 billion gross valuation is being assessed to raise your $2 million.
The tax is assessed against the net assessed valuation, not the gross assessed valuation.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very
The
well.
tax is assessed against the net assessed valuation, not
Right.
the gross.
And so what is the net assessed valuation of the county?
I don't know if Sherry Bentley is here. Thank you. $2 billion.
So 0.075% of $2 billion is only $2 million?
Yeah, I may have had that number wrong. We can get that for you. We know that the number is an estimate, of course, based on the net assessed value. We do review that when we do our budget for 2027, and then this rate may actually be changed based on the revenue needed for our programs in 2027, because this is for 2027, not for 2026.
So in the previous time, you did not assess that much value if you didn't raise any more than a couple million. You haven't in the past gone 0.075 against.
Right. So I guess we should
You've used a smaller percent.
You go ahead. You do.
So this reestablishes the rate, which establishes a maximum amount that can be levied. Then
Yeah.
during the budget process, the commissioners work with the council and usually lower this rate at that time during the budget cycle in the fall. Also, as to your questions about how the difference between the amount raised versus a mathematical calculation of gross assessed valuation, that is because, just like on a residential home, there is a deduction made, all kinds of deductions allowed for homestead credits, veterans, old age, mortgage deductions.
Old age is not really any longer. The over 65 is no longer in effect.
Well, yes, it is.
It's a cap type just value.
Well, it's still the deduction, so there are all
But not
kinds of
against
deductions.
the
And then,
valuation. The deduction no longer goes against the valuation. For example, I am over 65, and so I will no longer have $14,000 deducted from my valuation. I'll just get an amount. So it's not, anyway, it just says you were mentioning things. I just wanted
And-
to correct you on that.
well, you don't have to correct me because it's still there, but, and people can assess, they can appeal their assessment.
Right.
So when they get their assessment, they appeal, and those corrections that are made to assessment, again, are not part of this. You can't use just the gross AV of the county and take it times that rate because.
I know, that's what I said.
Because
I
all
knew that-
these, because all these other things happen.
Yes, I
And-
appreciate that, and I don't want to get into those, real deep into the weeds. I just could very easily see that the amount that if in the past you have applied a rate of .075, you only raised a couple $1 million, therefore, I'm trying to figure out how the net evaluation must be extremely low compared to the gross. And I've not been able to get an answer for what the net valuation is. And so therefore, as a property owner, I'm thinking, who's not paying? And, how many, factories that have gotten tax breaks or how many other things, who's not paying? And that number has not been made available or I haven't been able to get a handle on it. And so one answer would be, well, we didn't assess it at .075. It was something else. And that I haven't been able to get an answer either. So that was why I was trying to lead to the question of how much did you expect to raise this time? And therefore, if it's only a couple million,
Right.
then there's a bunch of people not paying.
Well, so I respect that, but the public hearing and what we're accomplishing or trying to accomplish in this resolution is setting the rate. And that rate is what our highway director is going to use to repair our bridges. And the rate that we have chosen is based on his capital plan, not the capital plan's the wrong word for it, just his inventory of bridges and the work that needs to be done. And that rate has been established to do those things. And so,
Yes,
if you want to discuss the rate and whether it be higher or lower, I get that. And I don't think that the public hearing for setting the percentage of what the rate is to have a discussion about the net and the gross value of the county assessment and tax credits and how they apply and what the overall, I think there's nothing wrong with having that conversation, but I don't think it has an impact on, I don't think it's the right time to have.
when would be the correct time?
So your best avenue of information is going to come through the lady sitting right here on the front row behind you in the assessor's office, or the auditor's office, I'm sorry. So she could help you to get those figures and figure out what those numbers are, what you're looking for in that avenue.
Okay, well, that would only lead me to my other point or question, and that would be, should I expect my tax to go up any at all as a result of the bridge fund? Because we've had bridge funds in the past, and so if they were assessed at the same value, then, or same fraction, is this going to remain basically a constant?
And we don't know those things until the budget time, but we arrive at the percentage for the bridge fund in order to do, based on what I described as far as doing the bridge inventory and working on that.
One thing too, in your printout, you just said that the fund is calculated off the assessed value. You didn't say minus deductions, or it doesn't say that here. So therefore, I assumed that it would be calculated off of what it says, not what you have added. So anyway, and that was my question, and I still don't really feel like I have a clear answer because that percentage is, when you calculate it back the other way, and solve for X, you end up with not a number nearly as large as what the total valuation is. And so anyway, that was my question. That's why I came in this morning, was to try to figure that out.
So if you speak to Jennifer in the auditor's office, she can go through that net assessed value and that information that you're looking for and get you that number. The other thing to keep in mind in this too is, so this is the maximum it can be, that 0.75, 0.075. And as Dan was trying to tell you in that aspect, we won't know that number until budget time. So that is the maximum it can be, and by statute, that has to be set earlier than what budget time. We can always decrease, we just can't increase from that. So that's why we take that and then back it down to meet the need of, you know, what the other budget amounts are for the general fund and stuff like that, because this does affect what the general fund can do. This levy affects what they can do and how much they can have. So
I certainly appreciate the need to raise the money. I'm just curious if some of the places that get tax abatements and so forth, if they're included. And obviously, like I said, churches probably aren't paying anything. And so that's, as just a property owner, I feel like there's somewhat of a burden on the average everyday person who is a resident versus the entire community. And therefore, I like to see the expenditures be tailored to that general public at a larger scale than to assist the individuals that have received breaks in order to work here. But I'm done. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we base our rates off of trying to set up, so the highway has a 10-year bridge plan that they lay out, a rolling year, so we know like 5 years from now that we're looking at this bridge. So, I mean, there is actually a plan put together by the highway how this money's spent, and try to base that into our rate so that we have enough money to meet the needs of the bridges.
Well, so I guess it's clear, though, that I really didn't get answers to my two primary questions.
But
What is
we're
the
gonna
total
point you in
amount,
the right
which she
direction.
might tell me,
Right.
Yeah.
and which I did already talk to the auditor and the assessor, and nobody really was able to give me that number.
Yep.
But maybe I can get it now.
Yep.
And also what the rate actually is going to be. So anyway, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that actual rate, Patrick, would be towards mid-year, June, July timeframe, August, in that area when we do budget is when that'll get dialed into the exact amount of what it will be.
Okay,
Also,
well, thank you so much.
Also, we have a comprehensive financial plan that's on our website in the transparency portal, and it'll be updated again this year. It has all kinds of data for the cumulative bridge fund, so it shows all the revenue in prior years and all the expenses in prior years, as well as there's a page on tax rates. So there's one place you can find all that information as well. But if you want to right now, it's on the 2025 strategic plan from May of last year is on there, and we're getting a new one done here in the next month or so. And that'll have a lot of information for you as well.
All right, well, thanks so much, Tom.
Anyone else? It's 8:20. I'll note that the public hearing is closed. At this time, I would entertain a motion for ordinance 2026-3 to reestablish the Cume Bridge rate.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, on our new business is owner-occupied rehab program to accept the quotes. Tom, I think this should be the last of it to use up what funds are available.
Yeah, these are two remaining work items for two properties through the Okra grant program to do home rehab. So the first one is 39 Center Drive, and the low quote was from 32 Heating and Cooling for $490. And the other one is 405 East Chestnut Street from 32 Heating and Cooling for $990. First one is for a condensate neutralizer, and the other one is for an, looks like a pipe and to have an acid neutralizer as well. Mark knows those things, not me.
I'll make a motion to approve that. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Next is introduction ordinance 2026-5, creating a Justice Partners Addiction Response Grant, $63,000.
Yes, the probation department has received a $63,000 grant from the Indiana Supreme Court Office of Judicial Administration. And this ordinance outlines the uses of that fund to be used as part of the Justice Partners Addiction Response Grant Fund, and breaks down that for you. This would create a non-reverting fund, and this is introduction only.
That's all we have on the agenda. Is there any other business, gentlemen?
I have nothing.
Nothing for me.
Lori? Tom? Dan? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.